So hi, everyone. Welcome to the Lead Generation Through Social Media panel. I am excited to be here. My name is Amanda Nadia Abdel-Sayed, and I'm coming to you from the beautiful Garden State of New Jersey, representing the New York tri-state region with my amazing friends here. I was voted top 10 real estate agents in New Jersey on social media for the past 4 years. And today's panel is the real MVPs. So this elite group of agents is absolutely crushing social media. And I am so excited to be asking them some deep and tough questions today. So welcome, everyone. I'd like to start off by having each of you introduce yourselves, tell us who you are, where you're from, your production level, and how long you've been in business. I want to start with you, Yadlin?
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so excited to be with you guys. You guys are awesome, and I'm learning so much from you. My name is Yadlin Cherubin Ada. I am a licensed real estate associate broker with Keller Williams in Garden City, New York. That's Long Island. I've been licensed for about 16 years. However, I've been a full-time agent for the last 6 years, and that's when I actually started to engage and get into social media. I run a small team with 2 other agents called the Legacy Team. And I love all things real estate. I love what I do. So I'm really excited to be here. As far as production level in units, I think we're on track to close about 50 units this year. And part of what we do is just changing lives. So Legacy Team, we want to change lives, empower people to purchase real estate and create legacies. So yes, I'm excited to be here, guys.
Awesome. Okay, Andy, you're up.
All right, so that's a tough one to follow. A lot of energy there. And I want to apologize in advance. Not the camera bouncing around. My ADD kicks in, so I need to keep moving. So I stand up most of the day. So if I make anybody seasick, I apologize in advance. But my name is Andy Sachs. I am with Keller in Newtown, Connecticut. I've been doing this for about 15 years. I run a team of, we're up to 12 or 13 agents. We are tracking to close about 120 million this year and anywhere between 250 and 300 units. I started when it crashed and similar to you actually as well. See, if you were 16 years ago, but I got in, it was like, oh my God, what the hell did I just do? But I'll tell you what, blessing in disguise, and learned from the bottom up when it was the absolute worst. And now we're in this crazy seller's market, and it's equally as challenging on the other way around. And what carried me through and talk about timing is everything, and how to create that brand, and especially when you don't have a lot of money to spend on marketing, is social media, and how you deploy it and how often you do it, and the messaging and the value you offer is obviously things we'll probably jump into today. But it was a big component to the brand I created in my market. And I'm honored and excited to be here to talk about it with you guys today.
Awesome. I am so excited to have you guys. I mean, I saw some of your social medias, and I'm going to encourage everyone to make sure they follow you. Emily's going to post each of your social medias in the chat. But both of your social medias are very impressive. So let's start off with, which social media platforms would you say you've had the most success with, and why? What's giving you the best traction for your business? We'll start with you, Yadlin.
So I'm going to say for the last couple of years, it's been Instagram. Instagram has just an extended reach where my business has grown, where I'm finding buyers and sellers, but I'm also connecting with other agents, which is awesome. I find that agents are looking on social media for referral partners. And so that's been, my referral business has grown. And just kind of like putting your brand out and reaching people. So Instagram has been really big for my team. I love Instagram, and then, since they're connected, Facebook would be the other platform that I use a lot. So those 2 are our main platforms that we use.
Okay, and what about you, Andy? Which platforms would you say you've had the most success with?
I would tend to agree that those 2 are the behemoths still in the market, though we do link over, of course, YouTube and LinkedIn and all that stuff for most of our posting. And I think success actually, and I might take it in a direction you didn't plan on going, but it's kind of what I do, is had the most success with, right? But what is the metric in which you're measuring? What is your goal of social media? For me, though, I do have run lead capture campaigns and things like that. That's great. But for me, it was branding. I wanted to be able to walk into a store and say, hey, I know you. I've seen you somewhere. I'm really bothered that I can't. You're the guy on Facebook. You did the video on this. You did this. So you did that. You're in my feed every day. And I'm like, this is awesome, because that's the branding you want, because you need to be everywhere until the moment they need you. And you need to be there with substance, not just like, hey, I got a crazy hat on, I'm awesome. You need to be delivering value at every turn. So that's, mine was a branding measurement than more than a, did I get business today from this post?
Yeah, and you're so right, because like so I do a lot of like mail marketing and things like that, and people will find me on social media. So it's like you're kind of everywhere, and that branding part of it, like the social media really helps support everything else that you're doing, because people are doing their research and they're using the computers, they're using online. So the social media aspect definitely supports a lot of the things that you're doing off the internet, and it helps create and build and support your branding. So yes, I totally agree with you.
Right. And I feel like, especially in today's day and age, people are doing their research before. And of course, if they're Googling you, one of the first things they're going to is check out your social media pages. It's like the new website, like they're on your social media before they're checking out the site. What would you say, how many leads would you say you get on a monthly basis from either Instagram or Facebook?
So for me, Andy is at a totally different scale from me, which like I said, I'm watching him and I'm watching the videos because my intention is to like learn to do more videos. But for me, I would say probably about 50 leads a month. And I think that's a lot. And this is free stuff. Like this is just me posting what I'm doing and videos and my family life and everything. And that's a lot of leads, I think.
Man, honestly, I couldn't even tell you, because our metric really is a branding play. I think that obviously lead gen is huge, and we do the Boomtown, and unfortunately we do Zillow, though I'm getting off it after next year. There'll be no more Zillow.
No more Zillow.
I'm getting rid of it. I don't. So our judgment's a little bit different, because for me, my goal from this business, from when I started, was to really build a really deep, socially ingrained, but community ingrained brand. So I never really tracked how many leads we get directly from social media. And it's kind of crazy to say on the social media via business platform, but it's been a much more deeper conversation we're having with our clients that we get either from social media or to substantiate our claims via social media. So that's kind of been more our goal. I couldn't give you a number.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what kind of content are you actually posting? And do you have like a consistent content calendar, or is it just as you're going about your day? And how often are you posting? It's a threefold question: the type of content, when to post, and how often.
So I post at least once a day, but I should be posting more. Again, and the social media, it's something that takes a lot of time, and you really have to kind of like, set aside. I do it myself. So that's another question I know that you're probably going to ask, but I manage my own social media. So that's very time consuming when you're dealing with the team and you're dealing with, your clients. So I don't have a social calendar. I pretty much just post what I'm doing, who I am, and get to know me, get to know my team. That's pretty much what I do. If there are holidays coming up, definitely I'll post something about the holidays. If we're doing, having an event, I'll post that kind of information. But for the most part, I want people to know who we are, who I am as an agent, as a person. So I post a lot of content about what I'm doing, who I am, and what I really want you to know about me and my team.
Great.
I think that's awesome, because one thing we need to get better at on my team and me personally is I became so focused just on posting business related stuff that I need to start integrating some more personal of who I am. So I'm going to be watching your stuff also, because that at the end of the day, they're hiring because they like us, right? Yeah. But our posts, so we do all the market stats, we do the open houses, the what's coming, what's sold, all that stuff, the holidays. I love video. So I at least twice a month, typically a little bit more, we'll have a video. I have a video blog series that goes out to my entire network, but also gets posted on our social as well, and is about something either the team has done or something in the market that's important. But I also started years ago, I would take my little tripod, I'd take my phone, I'd set it up, and I'd interview small business people. And I'd talk about, why are you in business in this town? Why is this town important to you? And we just have a conversation, and I'd post those. We've gotten a little bit more advanced where we have a videographer who will now, it's called Andy Around Town. And if you're familiar with the show with Mike Rowe, Dirty Jobs,
Mhm.
basically I go into these companies or these businesses and they teach me what they do. So I painted a car. I went through a painful Pilates instruction course. I'm going to learn how to make coffee, like grind coffee at my next one. Just local businesses, and it's great promotion for them. It's great promotion for us. It's so fun and engaging because it's not about, hey, hire me, I'm awesome. It's just there. You want to watch it.
Right.
So that's been really a great deal of fun. And then I've had the videographer come in and we do parodies in our office about silly things to make fun of our business about with my entire team. And those were a blast. So, stereotypical buyers or sellers or stupid things we've heard agents say, or, just kind of poking fun at ourselves a little bit. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think although you might have said you don't really post too much on the personal aspect, what you're doing, I think, is showing your personality and engaging with your audience, which is probably what's attributed to your success on social media. So although it may not be specifically personal, I think you're still being personal with the videos, which is, I think, awesome. So with that being said, how often would you say you post personal or these videos versus the strictly business posts? Like, what's the split between them getting to know your personality and you selling per se, or like saying, just sold or just listed? What would you say is a good split that you guys have?
For me, it's about maybe 20% personal, 80% business.
Okay.
And that personal will be me on a vacation, out to eat with the girls, my kids. I do a monthly brunch with my boys. I have 2 boys, a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old. So since I've been so busy, I'm like, okay, let's go out to eat. And I want them to like learn about different ethnicities and food and things like that. So I take them out to different restaurants. So that's something that I just started doing. So it's about 20% personal and about 80% business.
Okay, awesome. And Andy, how often are you posting these videos? You said twice a week?
We are posting videos no less than 4 times a month, which is way too low, quite frankly. But the reason it fell into that habit is that they're so editorially complex, all the breakdown and cutting and chopping and all the stuff that goes with it. So we're actually going to be amping them up to almost every other day from a video perspective, but just more casual stuff. Like one of my guys on my team had a great idea. When you walk into a house, say, hey, this is what $500,000 gets you in this town today. Video done, post it, send it out in the team pages. So that we're going to be picking that up a lot, but our ratio is really low from static pictures to videos. Or video part is very low. However, the engagement on videos is so astronomically higher, especially these fun ones that we've done, that it kind of makes up from a total exposure number. But the consistency, we need to get better at it too. We just need to be okay with the simpler ones.
How long are your videos typically?
So these mini Andy around town videos that we do will be no longer than 6 minutes. That's long, I know, in social media world, but it's literally an episode. Like it's literally an engaging, fun, silly episode. And then what we'll do is, like, when we do like silly ones in the office, we'll cut them up. So there'll be the long one, but we'll drop the video in like 5 30-second or 20-second vignettes. And then the end of the week, we'll drop the whole video together. So we're able to kind of get a lot more legs out of those as well when we do those.
How did you go about the process of finding a videographer? Is it someone that you have on staff, or did you hire a third-party company? And what are you looking for when hiring a videographer?
We got our videographer. One of the guys on my team just knew a very talented young man. You ask around, you'll find somebody, but the criteria had to be that they are super creative and out of the box. So it can't just be static. There's got to be movement. The editing's got to be on point. It's got to be fundamentally different. I mean, my business cards are round. They're not square, rectangle. Like, we are dime a dozen as realtors, and even more so, we're so flooded with so much, saturated with so much stuff that is the same on social media, let alone every medium in which we communicate, that if you can't be just a little bit different, there's no point of posting.
Speaking of which, how do you differentiate yourself on social media from the other agents out there? What do you do for branding that makes you different and people know you specifically?
Well, for me, I focus on the clients. I focus on what I'm looking to achieve. So it's not really about my team making money or just selling real estate. I focus on the goals of clients and asking people, hey, what are your goals? How can we help you with your goals? My goal is to be a resource. And that's what I try very hard to present on social media. I want to be a resource. I want people to come to me for anything real estate related or any of the ancillary businesses that come with real estate, so contractors and things like that. So just being a resource to people is, I think, what I do to kind of set myself apart. And also, like, I show who I am as a person. I'm a mom, I'm a wife. I think I'm funny. I think I'm pretty cool. So, I try to promote that on social media as well.
Do you engage in any networking groups on social media?
I do on Facebook. Facebook is big. So I'm a part of a lot of different networking groups on Facebook. And these are things that are important to me. So I just don't join groups just to join groups. This is like mom stuff, cooking, things that I love. So like, I would recommend, like, if you're into fitness, join fitness groups, because often people will have questions about real estate in these groups. And the great thing is that because I engage not just about real estate, people will remember that I'm in real estate. And if someone asks a question, hey, do you know a realtor in this island or Long Island, or do you know someone that you could recommend? I have other people recommending me. So sometimes I'm not even on the page for like a few days, but my name is being thrown out there. So definitely that's something that's big on Facebook. Yeah.
Awesome. And how about you, Andy? How do you differentiate yourself from other agents on social media?
I think the quality of our production is fundamentally different than the average agent. I think we've, by interviewing the small businesses and getting down and dirty with what they do and how they do it, that to me is engaging. It tells a story that's not just about us, but tells a story about someone who's an integral part of the community as a whole. And then that network you create when you can help a small business owner grow their business in any way, they're not going to forget that, especially when you do it genuinely. I've always had this affinity for small business. We are small businesses. What we do, we are a small business in the scheme of things. So when the barbershop does well, when the restaurants do well, there's a direct correlation of real estate doing well and vice versa. So we're kind of all in this together. And that's the approach I've taken from a community aspect on social media. Because at the end of the day, people can get real estate information. They go to a million places, right? But when they want to be engaged, I want them to come to my team.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. And I think what you guys said, I mean, being authentic to who you really are on social media goes such a long way. Everyone's posting the just sold, just listed, but I think between doing the videos and engaging in things that you're already doing and things that you're passionate about, I mean, at least for me, that's kind of been my key to success on social media as well. So I'm really happy to hear you guys say that. That's awesome. What would you say are out of the box ideas that you've done on social media? Have you done any giveaways or anything for the holidays that has been like something that is unusual that you've had a lot of success with? And what does that look like?
So Andy, I'll let you answer that first. I'm interested in hearing what you've done, because I'm pretty sure you've done some cool stuff.
Okay. Well, we talked about the videos, right? And that's the little mini episodes of Andy around town. And I've got 2 more coming soon. They're going to be hilarious, I promise.
I'm excited to watch it.
We did do, sorry there, oh, stop it, alerts. We did do a Peloton giveaway. And I can't take credit for this idea. My team comes up with these awesome ideas, and we got a lot of great stuff coming in the next year. But it was an opportunity, and it was born from the idea of, we're trying to touch our clients as much as possible, but we can't keep calling them saying, hey, do you or anybody looking to buy or sell real estate in the next couple of months? We can't keep asking them that question. So we said, hey, listen, let's give something away. And one of our agents found a Peloton giveaway that another team did around the country somewhere. And it gave us an opportunity to call, hundreds of our clients and enter them into this giveaway. But it also, of course, we put it on social media. We put it all over the place. We recorded videos about it. We recorded a whole little funny vignette. And we got a lot of people sign up for it that weren't clients of ours. So it created another little buzz of something just fun and different. There was no bait and switch. There was nothing attached to it. There was no must have a CMA in order to qualify type of thing. And it was a pretty cool success. So we gave away a full Peloton, and it was delivered a handful of months back, and it was created some good vibes.
That's cool.
What would you say was your ROI on that?
Oh man, that's really hard to track. I can tell you that I leverage partnerships a lot. So the cost to me was next to nothing. So the ROI was infinitely higher than whatever the cost might have been to myself or anyone participating in it.
Right. So having your partner's title, mortgage, whatever it might be, kind of absorb the cost for the Peloton so that you guys are just doing the grunt work of making the calls and doing the deals. So it's really, this giveaway isn't really costing you anything, and any leads you get is just
Yeah.
sweat equity.
It's a bonus. It's
I
a
love
bonus. It's another 1 or 2 touches for my agents and all their clients and past clients.
Yeah.
And that's invaluable because to be able to, and what we've been trying to do is we try to be looking back at where our business came from, not just the immediate business, but 2, 3, 4, 5 levels of business. And you can track it back to something that happened 2 years ago. That you never thought that's where the business came from, but that's where it came from.
Right.
And that's where that engagement's important.
Yeah.
Love it.
So the giveaways are big. I've done a few giveaways. Last year during the holiday season, I did something where I gave back a percentage of my commission to the Salvation Army. And so I posted on social media so that anyone that wanted to actually donate, because they have the kettles during the holiday season. So anyone that actually wanted to donate, I would match whatever they donated as well. And then they were entered into a raffle. So things like that, where you're giving back to the community and you're engaging with your clients or your clients' family members and friends, because I actually had people that I didn't know want to participate. So that was pretty cool. We also did something where we drove around town in like little outfits, Santa outfits, and we gave away gifts to our clients for the year. The people that we closed that year. Was very expensive. I did leverage a couple of partners to get that done. But we had so much fun doing it. So we had ourselves recorded, like, just having fun and just going around Long Island, dropping off these little gifts to people and being safe because, COVID is still a thing. So we had to make sure that we were safe. So we would just ring their doorbell and leave it outside for them. And it was fun. We had a lot of fun doing that.
That's so fun. I love both of those ideas.
That's cool.
How would you say you differentiate what you post across the different platforms? Or do you post the same content across Facebook and Instagram and YouTube if it's a video? Or do you try to post different content on the platform on Facebook versus Instagram?
I post pretty much the same. I will say that because Facebook, I have more personal stuff on Facebook. So you might see more family oriented things on Facebook than you would on Instagram, but pretty much the item and the posts are the same on all platforms.
Ours are pretty the same. I think the one place it differs is LinkedIn, where I pretty much only post my videos.
Okay.
And so the frequency is, and people don't want to be bombarded on LinkedIn with typical social media jargon.
Right. And I know with the algorithm on LinkedIn, videos are getting a lot of traction and engagement. So that's awesome. Do you have a different Instagram for your business and personal, and the same with Facebook? Do you have different personal and business pages?
So I do have, I have a team page and I have a personal / it's the same on Instagram. My personal page is my business page. It started off as a personal page and I just decided to make it a business page. On Facebook, I have a personal page and a business page. So they're separate. If someone requests me on Facebook, they may not have the same, authority that someone else would have, so I have like different levels where you can say, okay, this person can only see so much. I feel like I've had Facebook for so long and there's just a lot of stuff, online. So yeah.
We my Instagram page is one and the same. Plus we have a team page, and then Facebook, I've got a business page, a team page, and a personal page. And I typically won't I typically won't post any business to my personal Facebook page. Though I'm kind of second guessing some of that, just seeing how a lot of folks are getting, because it's, and then vice versa, posting more personality based stuff on my business page too. So there's I'm trying to find a happy medium right now what will drive more engagement consistently.
Yeah,
But,
I
yeah.
definitely post business on my personal page.
Yeah.
Again,
I need
just
to,
for me, I just limit the access because I have so many people that are requesting now. So I limit their access, but definitely like before I became a full-time agent, I was a secret agent. So like no one knew. Now everyone knows because I think of these platforms are so helpful. So I would definitely think about that.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely right. I wanted to for so long. I just wanted to hold on to something that was still mine. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, you know, not the crossover,
Yeah.
but I guess nothing's ours anymore.
Yeah, I think that's what I realized. I had tried to keep it separate for a while. And what I realized is that if I have a social media page, someone will be looking at it for my business.
Yeah.
And my personal, most of our business comes from our sphere. So being top of mind with my personal sphere is very important. And just even how the Facebook algorithm works, the business pages, because they want you to boost or promote, they're not really getting on people's timelines like the organic reach of a
Right.
personal page.
I recently got a call from someone that I went to like high school with. That was a long time ago. And her mom wanted to sell her house. And I haven't spoken to her since high school.
Mhm.
And that is through Facebook. And that is through someone that's seeing that I am in real estate and they're seeing my content. So, yeah.
It's for better or worse, social media provides validation for people.
Yeah.
Yeah, perception is reality on social media.
For better or worse.
Yeah.
I think the social media right now, people think that I own a couple of Keller Williams market centers.
Yeah. Hey, good for you. Congratulations.
Congrats. You had me fooled. I don't
Speaking of which, since you do so much on social media, do either of you invest in any paid advertising on social? And what do you do?
So the most I've done is ads to command. I haven't done any boost or anything like that through Instagram or Facebook. I don't know if Andy has, and if you recommend it, let me know.
I used to do a lot. It was a big part of my ad spend. I don't do any. I really don't. I think that the opportunity to create the organic connection is so much more valuable. And I'd rather go the long haul of creating that rather than trying to get a couple one-off clicks here or there. And we spend our click money elsewhere at this point.
Yeah, I tend to agree. And especially after all of the rules changed with Facebook and how you can target. I know where we are in New Jersey, we get a lot of buyers from the Hoboken, New York City area. But, it's kind of hard to really hone in and target certain people with the rules changing on narrowing it down to demographics and whatnot. So I'm getting a lot, like you said, organically, where we used to pay to promote, but the rules and algorithm change so quickly that we're not getting the returns on it anymore.
Yeah, when the rules change, that's when we went away from it because we could hyper target. There's a higher value lead there.
Yeah.
But I think also like I look at social media as kind of like the bigger picture of society, right? If you want to believe something, you can find something that aligns with your beliefs, whether they're right or wrong, on anything on social media. And so I think when people go to look for a realtor or a trusted advisor of any kind, we have to be able to show a track record of consistency in both branding and messaging and expertise and fun that engenders true trust, not one like, oh, that guy's, I guess he's good enough, or because we are a dime a dozen, guys. There's millions of realtors. There is so much competition. Even if you think that client is going to use you, that bought a home with you 5 years ago, they might not because they met somebody else. And if you're not consistently in with them, I mean, this is obviously like, millionaire real estate, right? 101, right? Touch. These are the soft touches that matter in social media, in my opinion.
I agree.
What do you guys do to increase your followers?
For me, it's just engagement. Again, it takes a lot of time, but I actually engage. So I follow people back. I engage with them. I comment. I do a lot of like, my kids think that, when they see me on my phone, oh, mom is Facebooking again. Mom is on Instagram again. So I had to teach them about engagement and why I'm doing it. And that's really, really important. And also making some of the posts about the clients, because then your clients will share that post, and people that they know will say, oh, wow, that they just bought a home. They just sold a home. You know what? We're thinking about that. They'll start following. And so people tagging me and following each other, those things help. So, but engagement, I think is number one.
I try to go back, and if someone likes something or shares something, thank them for it. You know, if any questions or things like that. But I would actually pose a question back to you guys from an engagement standpoint, because I do know some agents, and in my opinion, over engage, where it's like it feels fake to me.
Mhm.
And I've always wanted to know from a consumer standpoint or from some peers, like, what is too much? When does it like just like you're engaging for the sake of engaging? Do you think the public sees through that? Right? When you're posting on everybody's question on whatever town site, or you're wishing everybody a happy birthday, or you're saying I mean, literally, like these people must be on their phone, like sleeping 1 hour a day.
Yeah.
Like what is too much? When does it look fake? When is it not sincere?
So
And so I don't, yeah.
the good thing is that I don't have time to do that. So I don't post on everybody's and I don't engage with everybody, but I make sure that I engage. Like, so like, let's say today I engage with 20 people. Tomorrow it's going to be another 20 people. It's not going to be the same. But
Right.
it might be the same if they're, you know, what they're posting is interesting to me. But for the most part, I just try to like spread it out. And I try to make it like, you know, authentic. I'm not, if I don't really care too much for the person, I'm not going to really go in and, oh, you know, I'll just, you know, just say what I have to say. But I think just engaging and just being you, just being real.
So one thing that we did, because it can be very time consuming, Facebook has a way that you can make a list of like people's posts that you want to see. So what we did on our team was every time we have a new client, we add those people to our list. So they're really the first ones that we're seeing. So we're seeing any birthdays, anniversaries, babies, weddings, whatever, and engaging on congratulations, happy birthday. And if it calls for it, you know, send them something additional, personal. But for me, it was really important to engage on at least my past and current clients things, but it can get so muddy with, you know, I have thousands of people on Facebook. So that's actually just a hack that we did, at least on Facebook, to kind of limit who we're engaging with and how often, or at least prioritize the people that we're engaging with. I also, on my posts, if someone engages on one of my posts, like if they take the time to comment on a video and whatnot, then I will engage back with them. And what I'm seeing a lot of engagement with is the Instagram stories. So if we're trying to do stories and we're getting a lot of engagement with that, but just taking a couple minutes to just engage in other people's stories too. Because I think that, at least for me, I'm spending more time on stories than I am necessarily scrolling through.
Yeah, and I think the stories are
Yeah.
fun, you know, and I
Yeah.
ask questions in my stories. That's another thing, like I've done a lot more stories. And I think it's fun and it's quick. You can ask questions. People, especially when you show, like if you're at a restaurant, people are asking, where are you? What is that? That looks delicious. And, you know, that's, you know, so there's a lot of engagement right there.
Yeah, and I would say tagging, like wherever you go. I love that you said that you tag the restaurants that you go to. For us, you know, we get a lot of engagement just from tagging the restaurant. They'll repost it, and then we start to get whole new followers just from them resharing our content. And I'm sure, Andy, you see that, especially with the videos that you're doing with the business owners.
Yeah. Yeah, those garnered so much great engagement, and it was, again, if you probably get the vibe that I both love and hate social media at the same time. Like when it got shut down last week or a couple weeks ago for 6 hours, I was cool with it.
Right.
But the good from it, this engagement you get when you're talking to a local, I love her. She makes the best cookies in town. You got, and I'm like, dude, absolutely. I'm so stuffed right now. I can't even tell you, right? And the back and forth of that gets going, because you're not blatantly looking for business. You're just people talking, and that's the essence of social media, I have to imagine. That's when it gets more fun and rewarding.
Right.
Yeah.
Do either of you post reels on Instagram?
I have.
Not yet.
I want to work on posting more, but I posted reels.
Part of me feels like I'm too old. I don't know. I might leave that to the younger folks on my team, some TikTok and reels. I'm just,
Andy,
I've got a 12-year-old daughter, so I'm like, I don't know if I can do this.
Come on,
You know what? But I
Andy.
bet you she can.
She
Yeah,
would be
right?
happy to come in and dance.
Andy, do you post your own content or do you have someone that posts on your behalf?
Both.
Okay.
Our standardized stuff is someone who posts on my behalf, and then I'll post on my own as well.
Amanda, do you have someone posting for you, or are you posting?
So it's a combination. I do have some, for me, I create a content calendar of standard things that every day I try to at least drop, or one piece of standard content. So if it's a testimonial Tuesday or what's new Wednesday with our new listing, thankful Thursday, something that we're grateful for. I do post a lot of my own personal stuff in addition to that. And then, certain posts, like no one can really capture your voice like you can. And that's what I've learned. I've hired agencies, I've hired social media managers, and certain things can be systematic, but it's really hard to convey your personality without it being you. So I think, it has to be a combination if you are going to leverage someone.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So what parting advice do you have for agents out there that may not have the following that they might be looking for, or may not have a big social media following? And what would you tell them to, first steps to start growing their social medias?
I would recommend just do it. I hate my voice. So when I started doing videos, I was like, I hate the way I sound. And then I would do like 10, 15 videos and not post any of them. And I just hated everything. And at one point I said, you know what, Yad, I know I have to do this. So I just started posting. And if you watch my videos, they're not perfect, but it's me.
Right.
So I just started, just do it. Just start posting. I mean, at one point I had 1 follower and now I have more. And my goal is to get more. So I'm going to learn from Andy. I'm going to learn from you, Amanda, to continue to grow and just to build my business through social media. But I think the first thing is just do it, have confidence in yourself and what you are planning to do, what you intend to do with your business, and just take it from there and be authentic.
Mm.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's so truthful. And I think that understanding what you want your business to be before you start posting on social media is really important, right? What is the image? It's like I tell my daughter, like, when I let you on social media, one day, what you post and what you post on the internet will be there forever.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter if you change from being when you're 14 to 34, someone's going to find it and think of you in a way you don't want them to. So what is your brand? What is the consistency you can espouse, and what value are you delivering every single time you post?
Mm-hmm.
And there can be fun things about posting an awesome cookie you just ate, no doubt, right? But like at the end of the day, are you a trusted advisor people want or not? And I think also it's important to know, like, and you already touched upon it, like you don't go from 0 to 10,000. I'm not at 10,000. I wish I was, but it doesn't happen overnight, right? You're not going to be a TikTok sensation in real estate, or maybe you will. If you are, call me and do my TikTok stuff for me, because I can't. But like, have realistic expectations, right? Understand that growing a real estate business, literally, yes, there's those superstars that went from 0 to 500 units in a year and they're on stage with Gary, or there's some other place talking, but that's not the norm, right? You're trying to grow a career, and growing your social media following should be the same approach, in my opinion.
Yeah.
More slow and steady, more consistency, sprinkle in fun and personality, but understand that like it's got to happen every day.
Yeah.
It's just like going to work. It's got to happen every day. It's just part of your routine.
Yeah. It takes time, and you have to just start somewhere.
Start. Yes. That's just it.
I love what both of you said. And Yadlin, to echo what you said about just doing it. A newscaster told me the best piece of video advice was, you look like that, you sound like that, get over it. So especially right now with how much engagement video is getting across all of the platforms, I know that I've been doing posts, and my posts might not even pop up on most of my followers' feeds, but the second I do a video, I get just so much more engagement, and the algorithm pushes that post out. So I would say really emphasizing on video right now. That's kind of like the next initiative that we're moving towards, and it's great, Andy, that you're already doing that. But I would say, also, Andy, what you said, consistency is key. I started my whole business being a new realtor, just posting on social media because I was a realtor and I was essentially broke. So I was like, what's the fastest and cheapest way to get my name out there? And I still firmly believe that social media is where most people's time and attention is. So just getting content out there, it doesn't have to be perfect, but just doing it and being consistent with it. And it doesn't even matter what you're posting on video. It could be you around town, you interviewing business owners, you at a showing, whatever it is, especially if it's real estate related, you're almost creating like your own TV show on right where everyone's attention is. So
Can I just share?
Yeah.
When I quit my job 6 years ago to do real estate full time, another agent is actually the person who actually introduced me to Instagram. And it was an agent in my office. He literally set up my page, showed me how to post. He taught me about hashtags. And I kid you not even a year after I started my Instagram page, I got an email from someone at Newsday, which is the Long Island newspaper, asking me if I wanted to be featured in an article. And I'm like, I just started. Apparently, I was one of the top 20 realtors to follow on Long Island.
Wow.
So you never know who's watching you. You never know how you're impacting. You don't never know what the information that you're sharing, who's going to receive that information. I had no idea that I was going to be in a newspaper. And it was just so funny because when you open the real estate section of the newspaper, you saw me. And I was like, the first thing I said was, why did you choose that picture?
Oh my God.
Because it wasn't a cute photo of me, but it was a photo because I had just said, you know what, I'm just going to do it. So I took a photo of myself doing an inspection or something like that. But that was really what motivated me to continue to do what I was doing, because I was like, she was following me. She found me on Instagram. And there are thousands of agents on Long Island. And I became one of the top 20 agents to follow on Instagram. So that was awesome. So that's why I said, when I say just do it, this agent helped me. He set up my account. He's like, yeah, this is what you need to do. And I just did it because I just quit my job. What was I going to do?
Right.
Like, I needed to make money, right? Just like you just said, I needed to, this is going to be what I'm going to focus on. This is my business. And this is what I'm going to do. And it's been amazing. And I don't look to have, if I have 100,000 followers one day, that's great. But right now, I just want to just be consistent, just be me, and just keep sharing what I do and how I do it, and just my love for real estate.
I think that,
that's amazing.
The energy right there, is just so cool. And I think same thing for me. I've been in the New York Times. I've been on financial websites, all from people who have gone through LinkedIn or this and found me. And I think what it speaks to is it's a larger component of your marketing, of your branding. It's a piece of the larger component. And I think that it's getting started. It's dirt cheap to do consistently. You can be creative. You can look like a superstar. You can kind of fake it till you make it in a lot of ways. But as you grow in your business, it becomes bigger than that, and it becomes part of a bigger piece of the pie that you don't know what's feeding what eventually, and it kind of self-perpetuates itself. And you never know who's watching. So that consistency, that branding, that messaging is so important to constantly put out there and believe it, stand behind it. And eventually you develop this really cool following, and that can really get as big as you want it to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is amazing. You just reminded me, I had this almost an identical thing happen where I was just posting videos of me at showings, whether it was my listing or not my listing. I was, renovating properties and just posting whatever content, and realtor.com actually stumbled across one of my videos and picked me up to do a whole video series for them. So I actually had them create the videos for me with their production team and everything. And now I have this whole series of videos that I didn't even have to pay for. So you really never know who's watching. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. My first
Exactly.
videos were horrible. I was stumbling, there was ums and ands, but you know, as you get, like anything else, as you do it more often, you get more comfortable in front of the camera. You start engaging with the people that are watching your lives, especially, and you never know who's on the other side of that screen.
Right.
True.
Well, thank you guys so much for sharing all of your knowledge and wisdom today. I hope that everyone that's tuning in got so much value. I know I did, and I am so grateful. And I just want to wish you guys a great day. And thank you again for your time and everything you had to share with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. I look forward to interacting with you guys some more.
Oh, yes.
And thank you for having me. This was amazing. And yes, thank you so much.
Sorry.
Thank you so much. It was great.
And for everyone that's following or tuning in, be sure to follow each one of our panelists today. Emily's going to be dropping everyone's social media profiles in the chat. But what would you say is the best way for people to find you quickly? What's your Instagram handles?
So for me, it's Yadlyn, YADLYND. That's for Instagram and Facebook, and my website, it's yadlyn.com. So those are, I think, pretty simple, Yadlyn.
Oh, you're lucky you got your name. Awesome.
Yeah.
There can't be much competition for that. You're lucky. That's great. My Instagram is ahsacks58, and then www.thearoundtownteam.com. And obviously it's easy to find me on Facebook and my team as well, the Around Town Team. So
awesome. And you can find me at IM_Amanda Nadia or Amanda Nadia Group or AmandaNadiaGroup.com. So thank you again, guys. And I can't wait to follow you and watch your new videos.
likewise.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Thank you, guys.